Hello, one and all, and welcome back to more Let's Watch Death Battle. I am the Max Feud Trades. Today's episode is Steven Universe versus Star Butterfly. We got Cartoon Network versus Disney, which means I think the only matchup we haven't had so far is Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon. Once they do that, then just about every combination has been done. So that's pretty interesting. I'm hoping they do that at some point. So it's an interesting episode for me because I know Star Butterfly very well. I watched her whole show, and I actually really enjoyed it. I'm one of the few people that don't think its ending was really bad, but don't really need to get into any of that. Whereas I have not watched Steven Universe. I kind of had to rely on what I could look up and what close personal friends of mine could tell me about the characters and what they're capable of. And from the looks of it, what I was always given the impression of was that this was basically a battle between a stone wall and a glass cannon, whereas Steven is incredibly durable, but Star is incredibly powerful, whereas Steven's not as strong, Star's not as tough, basically. That's the idea that I've been given, and after looking into it and researching it a little bit, I think I'm pretty confident that Star is going to win this. Not because of bias, as tempting as it is to just say that, but I feel like, from everything I heard about, Steven really isn't much of a fighter, really? He seems to be kind of very pacifistic, and even his powers and abilities kind of reflect that. Like, his main thing is a shield, and while, you know, there are characters who use shields as a weapon, it's more representative of how he actually goes about a fight. He focuses more on defense and support of his friends, who are actually the attackers of the group, essentially. That's how it always looked. So he has, like, some healing, and he has a shield, and he has a lot of emotional and empathetic powers. Empathetic, or empath, I think that's the right way to say it. So he's got a lot of those going for him, whereas I feel like Star is, well, I know straight out the gate, she is all about that combat. If she ain't the reason this fight starts, then I don't know what to tell you. That's like the most easy-peasy way of getting a fight between anybody to start ever. She is always down to get into a tussle, and her magic is, it's just, I think it's probably too versatile and destructive to really compensate for Steven, at least from everything I saw. There could be, you know, some extra tidbits here and there that I missed, because I didn't do a big deep dive on this one, but I got the general idea. And usually personality traits don't factor much into this, because neither of these characters would kill the other. That's obvious. Like 9 times out of 10, that's how all death battles go, is that characters wouldn't do this. But when it comes to, I think, Steven, his pacifistic nature is so part of his character that it literally affects how he fights and the powers that he has, you know? So I feel like the fact that he hates fighting is actually going to be the major reason why he doesn't have anything that can beat Star. That is my opinion and thought process so far. We gotta actually watch the analysis to, you know, see if I'm on the money at all, but I feel pretty confident. That said, that's enough pre-ramble. How about we just watch this thing? I'm always happy and down for more Western cartoon characters being on this show. It is a long time coming.
Gem teenager.
And Star Butterfly,
Yay.
wild child princess from another dimension.
They both struggle with their responsibilities to save the world, but when pitted against each other, whose heroics will
Contain
triumph?
spoilers.
He's
No duh.
one-time boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I was hoping it would be 2D animated. Oh
The
well.
Diamond Authority was an alien superpower set on conquering the universe for their own gain.
They're
As you do.
literally diamonds, like shiny alien rock people.
Yeah.
It's the most powerful of the gems. The diamonds led
Doesn't that
armies
technically
of
make them
oxygen,
golems?
including pearls, amethysts, and others.
I think it does.
Prepare planets for destruction by the Authority. These armies were trusted to obey.
Big ass
They had
legs.
an enemy rock person, Rose Quartz. She'd been living on Earth and really liked the place, so she was leading her own group of gems in rebellion, the Crystal Gems.
To which the 3
I heard
diamonds
she's
of the
actually
Authority
evil, though.
responded by trying to destroy every gem left on Earth.
That sounds like overkill, but in a huge blast of light, every gem was corrupted or destroyed,
Oof.
except for Rose and her closest gems, a garnet and pearl. She'd managed
I know,
to
Dim.
defend them all with her shield.
Given the light emanating from
I see way more people ask for them to be on the
we
show
can
than
estimate it to
Steven.
be over 843 million tenajoules per second of energy.
Joules? More like jewels, am I right?
That's what I said?
No, like with the W. Never mind.
Well, now
Spelling-based wordplay ain't gonna cut it.
Was able to
Gotta work out on
She even
that.
met a human she got along with. Greg Universe.
What a badass. I wish my last name was
Wow, he
Universe.
looks
They got
exactly
along so
like the
well
same
that
way
one
his son
thing led
did.
to another, and, whoops. Rose had to give up her body so their son could
Strong
be
genetics.
True to his heritage, Steven has many gem-related powers. Since when Rose gave up her body to create him, she effectively gave him all of her power as well, including her own gem.
Hell of a gift.
And while Steven's a stalwart pacifist, this led to him following in her footsteps to defend Earth from the Diamonds when they
But defend
inevitably
being the
returned.
operative word, I
But
feel.
he's got plenty of ways to defend himself and the others. He can create shields and bubbles to protect from different attacks, use bubbles to teleport things away, and shapeshift to get bigger.
He can also control his personal gravity to float or jump as high as he wants. And
Okay.
he can even fuse with other gems, or sometimes a human.
Yeah, but that
Wonder what a fusion between us
that's
would
not gonna
look
apply
like.
though, I don't think.
Fusions tend to result in a more powerful entity than the sum of its parts, but I'm not sure that would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't be able to handle it.
Sure. Anyway, as a gem, Steven
I'm curious
is
about what
much
that would look
stronger
like,
than an
though.
average
That's a cool
child.
idea.
While he doesn't look for conflict, conflict always seems to find him.
Such
Like
is
when
the
he's
fate of a
taken on huge
protagonist.
Monsters or pushed through the G-forces of faster-than-light travel.
And
Ugh.
when he's in a fight, he combines that crazy strength with awesome speed and agility. He can outrun an alien security system with electric fire and ice attacks, and he's dodged lasers.
Ah.
If he can't get away in time,
Gotta
Steven
dodge them
survives
lasers.
An entire temple exploding and taking hits from a bunch of gems, which is huge.
I know that one's very popular.
Punch so hard she could
The
split a
wiggly
mountain.
girl.
Another gem he's on par with, Lapis, telekinetically lifted the entire ocean into the atmosphere.
Oh, wow.
Mystic, do you know how heavy the ocean is?
No, do you know how heavy the ocean is?
Do
The
you?
effort required for that would be anywhere from 92
Like, I don't
tons
think we
to
have a
over
definitive
10
number.
tons of TNT.
Man, that's a lot of water. His bubble and
Little
shield
bit,
are also
yeah.
way stronger than they look, since they can defend against attacks from the Diamonds themselves. Not even Steven's spit could have helped with that attack. Oh, if you haven't heard, his spit can heal people.
His saliva can even give plants like
That's a little weird.
humanoid form. Just spitting out seeds from a watermelon.
I
has
mean,
gotten Steven
not the
in
watermelon
trouble
thing. That's
before.
not as weird as just healing spit.
That's not gonna pop up and attack me, is it?
No, Boomstick. Regular watermelons don't attack people. But depending on Steven's emotional state, he has varying control over his plant-based life form.
So basically, he's can never eat plants. That's
You
disgusting.
gonna eat that?
Why would you do that?
Steven's tears have brought people back from the dead. They just turn pink and have powers of their own after. It's weird.
Little bit.
Not being one to pursue conflict, Steven's been stuck for a while making the best of carrying on Rose's duty. So his kindness and feelings of responsibility for those around him push him to use those healing abilities whenever he can. He can even mend himself with accelerated healing that
that
lets him
is
fix
good.
fractures
It's a
and
good
minor
thing.
injuries
Seems like a
very
good dude.
immediately.
And when Steven's knocked out, he can leave his physical body sort of like a ghost. The drawback is he can't physically interact with anything while he's projecting. But when Steven goes to sleep normally, he can possess other people's bodies.
I don't-
Good luck trying to fall asleep in a fight, though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think that's really gonna help him much.
Surprise Steven's mother left for him. As it turns out, she was never actually Quartz at all. She was, in fact, Pink Diamond, one of the heads of the Diamond Authority.
Yo,
Despite being sent to Earth to
What?
conquer it,
I was
she
right.
fell in love with the planet, which led her to give
I mean,
up
I've
the battle
heard
and transform into
that
Rose
she's
Quartz.
considered kind of
All
a
this
horrible
was
person.
withheld from Steven for most of his life, as Pearl worried how the truth might change him.
Oh, believe me, parental trauma will take a toll on anyone's mental state.
Oh, yeah.
When Steven gets too overwhelmed, he taps into his latent diamond abilities, making everything way stronger and way killier.
and way
In
more
this,
pink.
His pink state. He's so fast his perception of time slows.
Well, as
to a
Zordon
crawl.
said,
His
too much
bubble
pink
and
energy
shield
is
become
dangerous.
hexagonal and strong enough to crush other gems. Like
Dang.
when he lost
All right,
control
fair
of his
enough.
emotions in a fight with Jasper and killed her.
Oh,
He
damn.
did bring her back to life with his super tears, but that
Huh,
kind of
okay.
stuff made him think he was a monster, and he basically turned into a pink state god.
Ah, yeah, heard
This
about that
wasn't
too.
Steven hulking out all of a sudden. It was the result of a full emotional breakdown after years of stress and trauma.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna apply much to this fight either, though.
It worked out okay. but he still risks becoming a monster.
Like, a lot of these
if he's
powers seem
completely
incredibly situational.
broken.
With the support of the Crystal Gems, his dad, and his friends, Steven managed to work through his personal issues, so hopefully he's not faced with becoming a
Good for
monster
him.
ever again.
So that's one less monster to worry about, Tokyo. And since Monster Steven has the same power as his pink state, just with absolutely no control, Steven's still powerful enough to take on anything in his way.
Of course, if it was up to Steven Universe, everyone would just be friends.
Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, and Steven!
I have thoughts. We'll have to wait until Star to be done,
When
though.
Marco met the new exchange student at his school, he thought he was just making a new friend from a
I forgot how
different
well
village.
animated the first season was.
They didn't think she'd be a magical princess who'd drag him along for all
They
of her
had some
great
serious budget
adventures.
cuts in those later ones.
Girl from Muni
Mew what?
was a little weird and a little wild. And on top of bringing magic to
song
Earth,
says so.
she might have brought along a few extras as well. This displaced heir to the throne and defender against monsters was none other
Oh,
than Star Butterfly.
I actually kind of miss this show a lot.
She may have been backed up by generations.
It was
of
the right
magic
kind of
users
weird
before
for
her,
me,
and
personally.
super strong in her own right, but Star wasn't the perfect princess.
She would have been sent.
Some
to
might
the
say she was
terrifying
terrible.
Personality-draining St. Olga's School for Wayward Princesses, but luckily, Star's parents took one look at that place and decided, no way, she's going to Earth instead.
You know, Earth really isn't the best place for her to be practicing magic. We're not used to people casually casting spells here. What'll humans
Okay,
say?
nice use of the sound
Star
effect
is a
there.
human.
What the f*** is a Mumin?
That's what the people of Muni are called. She's already
Another dimensional
compared to her
person.
peers on Earth.
It's no
She's
different than being an
survived
alien
and
rock
leveled the
person.
top of
I mean,
Castle
there's no
Muni
rock,
and can
but
use her wings to
it's
help
not that
her get out of
different.
the way in a pinch.
What, those tiny things? There's no way she can actually fly with them. At least she can make
Little
a bubble
bit.
around herself to defend against attacks.
Barriers!
Butterfly Heritage also grants her the Magic Instruction Book. This spell book is incredibly important as it contains spells created
Laser
by
dog.
all the magical rulers of Muni that came before her.
Yeah, I hear
And
there's some
she creates her
a
own
lot of
spells
stuff.
too,
You can actually like buy that
Cupcake
book,
Blast,
and there's a lot of stuff in it
fires
that
a
didn't
beam
show up
filled
in the
with
actual show
cupcakes.
itself. So I'm
Okay,
curious
half
about
of
that.
These spells don't make any sense. Jelly bean hallucination mist? Starfish tsunami? What the hell are these things?
Imagination.
I want a jelly bean hallucination mist. I feel like you'd pay for that at like a high-end sauna.
Well, they're kind of self-explanatory.
They are
Using
what
her
they
own
are.
spells does mean they can pretty much be anything. Take one of her summons, for example, which are effectively creatures reliant on magic to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when you combine unicorns, stampedes, and war?
Oh, I know this one. Warnicorn Stampede. Now
There
I
you
know
go.
the spider where the top hat came from.
That spider's one of Star's self-professed most powerful summons, with his own.
Yeah, but did
wings
she only
and
ever use them
wings.
like twice?
So naturally, she can kick monsters'
Some-
butts
so
with her
sometimes I have some
spells thanks
doubts.
to her magical wand, but she better watch out because a lot of those monsters want to use it for themselves.
Her wand combined with her training means she has
Ancient
some
powers.
incredible destructive power. She's blasted apart walls, temples, and a throne room. Her mother even said
Yeah.
her wand could blow up a universe.
Ah.
Her ancestors did exactly that.
Ah, there you go.
Star's ancestors
That's what I'm
Skywin
thinking.
wanted to make something explode one day. So why not an entire dimension?
Relatable.
Book we mentioned earlier, Skywin recorded her experience specifically so her successors would know what to do if they also wanted to destroy a dimension.
For some
Star
reason.
should be able to do this since she's known to be an incredibly strong princess on top of being.
And she's basically flat out said to
by
probably
spellbook.
be the best
Speaking
person
of
to ever have the
destroying
wand
things,
at some
her
point.
thermonuclear butterfly blast has wrecked a house, and according to Star, her mega explosive crystal laser is powerful enough to obliterate planets. But she just likes to use it to play with cats like a laser pointer.
Star
That-
has
that is-
spells
that is
for
what you
more than
do.
Just destruction though, like her bunny rabbit blast.
She's a-
which she
she's a
used to
massive
catch up
derp.
cars.
That is
And one of
what
the
Star
monsters
is,
she fought,
basically.
Meteora, has deflected lightning. Being able to fight on par
Steven
with
is straight up
Meteora means
smarter.
Star's
Having
able
never
to
even
defeat
seen the show,
over
I know he's smarter.
1,000. But if all that wasn't enough for you, once Star
More
went
level-headed.
through puberty,
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
she learned how to access and control her far more
Why is he so
powerful
incredulous
butterfly
about the
form.
terms being used?
Now,
Not that
that's a set of
weird.
Wings. I just wish peering into her eyes wasn't like peering into the 9 layers of hell.
It's obviously a
I've seen
sign of
weirder.
puberty. Star compared the process of attaining it to, quote, suddenly looking at boys as if they were made of bacon. Like you've never eaten it in your life, and all you want to eat is bacon.
So what you're saying is if I eat enough bacon, I can get magical powers?
The world isn't ready for Magical Girl Boomstick.
Anyway, through her time in
We don't need
various
that.
dimensions, fighting monsters and defending
We
her
just
friends,
don't.
Star's become strong enough on her own that she no longer needs her wand. In
Yee.
fact, her wand only ever served as training wheels to help
Yeah,
her
I was gonna say that.
herself.
Yeah.
Soon enough, though, she realized monsters weren't actually the bad guys, so she started to fight for them instead of against them.
This
Yeah.
wasn't a popular decision with humans, but Star knew it was
Most
the right
things,
choice
really.
and followed through. Unfortunately, the fighting continued, and Star realized in order to truly quell the conflict, she needed to fight magic itself.
So her mother, her great whatever grandmother, and Meteora all banded together to cast the
That's the best way of
spell in the
describing
realm
it.
of magic.
Several
This
magnitudes,
spell is
great.
designed to silence or end magic, and when cast within the realm of magic, it destroyed magic itself. All of it.
But doesn't that mean she killed all the magical creatures across the different dimensions because they need magic to survive?
We don't talk about that.
Well, after
Not
destroying
important.
magic,
Moving on,
every
moving on.
magical creature in existence, Star was finally able to bring peace to Muni.
Thank
Star
you.
had a lot of growing up to do when she was sent to Earth, but she learned to control her powers and led her country to peace.
Word.
Mostly.
Now, she's truly grown.
Yeah, we don't really know what's gonna happen at the end of all that. We're just gonna have to hope it worked out.
Who's ready for a bloody, bloody bloodbath?
Interesting. Interesting
Star
choice
Trek
for an end
from
quote.
creative
All right, sure.
possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Not quite. Hang on. We got a couple things to talk about. All right, so something I can't help but notice, very out front, like right there, super obvious to me at least, is during Steven's analysis, well, first and foremost, it seemed like I was kind of right. He's more based on defensive and support-based abilities. Well, he does have some... he can fight, obviously, but it's not really his thing. I also can't help but notice that when it comes to, like, legitimate feats of power or anything, there's not a whole lot to say. It sounded like, I mean, they focused a large portion of his analysis more so on his emotional turmoil and journey, which, you know, I'm sure is, you know, really good and great and all that, but it's not really much of anything for a fight, honestly. Whereas, you know, Star had to do some emotional stuff too, but she still, you know, basically was the mainline heavy-hitting fighter of, you know, the war that kind of went on there. So, I don't know. It just seems like they had more combat-related things to talk about with Star than they did Steven. So, and again, I don't know how many... I'm not good with math and numbers, so I'm not sure how many joules, you know, equates to, you know, tons of TNT. And notice that I feel like that's one of, you know, that's a thing that they do a lot. I feel like they probably did that here too, is they use joules because it made the number bigger. And if they actually said how many tons of TNT that blast that his mom was able to block was, it's probably going to be a lot smaller than total universal eration. And I also feel like the wordplay right there is just kind of fitting because, yeah, she has the potential power to destroy a universe. Steven universe, in fact, maybe. Seems that way to me. So I didn't see anything that swayed me into another viewpoint. I feel like this is going to be Star's fight to win, but I guess we'll find out now, won't we? Let's do this. Sand. Don't like sand. Gets everywhere. Oh. Quick to frustration.
Oh no! What happened?
Wait, sorry. Wait, I can fix it.
So that's how this is gonna go down.
Oh.
You tried.
Okay, I think I have a better idea.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Wow. Grumpy much.
I'll cheer you up. Cupcake blast!
Huh?
I don't know if forcing...
Stop, please.
I don't think forcing confectionaries on people is as valid a strategy as you think it is. Alright, so we're just into the thick of it now. Alright. I've seen worse reasons to fight to the death.
What did sandcastles ever do to you?
I don't know.
She really thought about that. Like, I don't know, something. I don't know, maybe. Alright. Something about fighting on top of a rainbow is just funny to me.
It's all right.
Oh.
Take your time.
Check this out.
He was, I barely even remembered. He was eating watermelons and stuff. Like, where did those come from? Ow.
Ow.
Huh?
Count it again!
What's wrong?
Perhaps, but you threw the first few stones, girl. Ah.
What's wrong with you? Just leave me.
Had to break it out somehow. Oh, that face. Watermelons versus unicorns. Weird world.
Later, Pinky.
Dang.
Whoa, that's neat.
Yeah, it comes down to, oh, if Star can break through the shield, I guess. I think she can. Oh.
Weird bug girl.
Never surrender.
Random cameo. I was gonna say, she doesn't really need that. Okay, that's a dead body. Oh, God. Okay, so not only could she break the shield, she tore through it like it was toilet paper. Holy crap. Yeah, I think she won.
Gosh. I won.
Yeah, okay, that's about what I figured. I love that.
Don't think she won what she thought she won there. Steven definitely had a better sandcastle.
He did.
Steven's strength
Got
and
that
healing
going for him.
abilities, Star was definitely between a gem and a hard place initially. And when Steven went pink, made it a whole lot tougher on her.
And since Steven was an alien gem and not technically magic, Star's whispering spell couldn't touch him. But she still had the advantage.
I guess that is something you had to answer.
Steven was physically superior, at least to Star's everyday appearance. Star can survive explosions
But,
worth
like,
a few dozen tons of
transforming,
TNT,
right?
He could
I would
match
imagine.
Garnet's
She won, so
mountain-busting
clearly,
blade.
right?
However, everyone knows this matchup would rarely ever resolve in fisticuffs.
Yeah.
Even with how out there some of
Well, that's
Steven's
another thing I
powers
forgot
were,
to
the
say.
sheer versatility of
Steven
Star's
seems way
magic was
too
simply not
dedicated to
something
close
he was
range
equipped to
combat.
outmaneuver or overpower.
Sure,
Yeah.
his laser feats mean he was faster than Star in her lightning feats, but Star's butterfly form and transportation
Yeah.
magic meant she had plenty of ways to work around that.
There you
Not
go.
to mention, she mastered her superpowered bug form while Steven never mastered Pink State. And she didn't even need her wand to go full power, so disarming her meant jack squat.
It is possible Steven could match the power of the Diamond Trio, since Pink Diamond was able to defend against them alone.
You gonna put that in a number I can understand?
1 million tenajoules, or about 2
Oh,
tons of
okay, that's
TNT,
still a lot.
certainly nothing to scoff at.
That's still really strong.
Star had spells that
Fair.
could destroy a whole planet and probably even a universe. Pun intended. She could basically
Yeah.
one-up any level of power Steven tried to throw at her, even if he did go full pink monster mode.
Makes sense to
Steven
me.
was pushed to the limit and gave it his best, but Star's raw power and her versatile spellcasting were impossible to beat.
All right.
Better fly on home, Star. You've had a gem you would win.
The winner is Star Butterfly.
That was slightly more forced of a pun than normal, but all right.
Hey, thanks for watching that episode. If you guys
Oi.
enjoyed it, make sure you like, subscribe, click the bell so you're notified. You can pick up our latest merch at store.roosterteeth.com.
I will do these
And also,
things. You
watch
do
the
not have to
box and
concern
watch some
yourself.
videos down below.
What have we got now? And now we've got Lincoln Cloud. All right, yeah. Yeah, all right. The single most obviously expectant thing that they were going to do this season. They're finally doing it. Fantastic. Alrighty, so, I mean, I don't really have a ton to say. I was pretty much just solidly correct on that one. Star was just throwing around too much power. But, I was correct, though. He is a durable, tanky lad, but not quite enough. So, you know, that's just kind of how it is sometimes. My only real major complaint, I feel, is I guess maybe the full, like, you know, 2D animation, and I don't mean like sprites, I mean like, you know, like it's cartoon. I guess that must be really expensive, and they can only do it maybe like every so often, because this, and back then when they did Danny Phantom and Jake Long, I felt like were obvious locks for that sort of thing, but I guess they just... I guess they just kind of had to go with the whole sprite thing. They were very solid sprites, though. Clearly made from the ground up. Neither of them... I don't think either character had any, so... Totally impressive on that front. I really enjoyed the music. Very fitting for both of them, from everything I could hear. And... yeah, that's just an all-around incredibly solid episode. I dug it a lot. And next time we've got Link vs. Cloud. It is a rematch, and much like a prior rematch, I think I know how it's going to go down. That said, hope you had a fantabulously wonderful time. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.